Hi crafty friends, welcome to the Crafty Corner. I'm Audra Monk and I'm the Crafty Yogi. And today we are gonna have, this is a tutorial video, so we're actually going to make a full project, or most of one. Today we are gonna make a flip book. This is an example I posted on a video last week or so, and this was a little travel book, and it opens, and the whole flip book idea is that the pages just keep on flipping. This was a Christmas cruise we went on. So I am going to get us started, and of course we're not going to add the pictures, but we are going to make the book. I have a class coming up tomorrow night. We're making this book, and there's going to be a choice, either this, the travel version, or the one we're going to make today using the Succulent DSP. You can use any of Stampin' Up's wonderful DSP, and it's all color coordinated. It all looks awesome together. So, all right, so let's get started. Let me move this out of the way. So this book, I'm going to leave this here while I chat you up. Maybe I'll hold it up here. This is the measurements needed of all the different pieces of paper, and I'll talk about them as we go. And of course, I'll post them in the blog post. I was looking for a flip book for class because someone suggested they wanted to make one, and I was like, that sounds fun. So I actually spent a little while on Pinterest, which is a good and a bad thing. But I looked at several videos, I looked at several blog posts, and then luckily I stumbled upon one. It was on a blog called Bella Boulevard, and the blog post person who created this flip book was Catherine McEveling, and it was a photo tutorial, and I thought she did a really good job. And then I thought I would go ahead and make a video, so that way if you get all your pieces together, we could craft it together, or you can see how it goes together. Okay, so we need one piece of 12 by 6. I'm going to use some Stampin' Up craft. It's actually retiring, but it's still available in our catalog. And that's our first piece, and that's the piece we're going to score together. We are going to score this and so I'm going to use my Stampin' trimmer and my score blade, which I've marked with an S. We are going to score at 3 inches and then 2.5 from each end. So I slide it in here, and I'm going to score 3 inches. And then I'm going to slide it down to 2.5. And you could use our scoreboard. That works just great too. And we'll repeat. Score at 3 inches. When I'm using the trimmer, because the score is a little thinner, I tend to do this. 3. Down and back. And then at 2.5. So this makes the basis of our flip book. Okay, and then you're going to fold these, get out my bone folder, and gently burnish them, especially on the craft. It's a nice industrious paper. I'm a little bit sad it's going. I may possibly have to order an extra pack to keep for projects. Okay, so this is the cover of our book. All right, next on our list was you need 3 pieces, 12 inches by 5 3/4. And these I already scored for us. These are scored at 3 inches from the end. So you do it just the same, and then they're folded, and you need 3 of them. This makes the basics, the base, the actual book for us. So I'm going to show you how to put it together. The first thing we're going to do is attach these pages. And I will put a picture, and she did have a nice picture on her blog, and I figured it out pretty easily, so I think you could too. So it's going to go like this. You're going to chain them together. These two will get glued together. These two will get glued together. And that's how we end up making the flip book part. Okay, so I'm going to make sure my paper, yes, it's the same. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it to open. Let me make sure you can see it. There we go. And I'm going to butt those ends up together. Let's move the other one out of the way to start. And I'm going to use our Tombow liquid adhesive because it gives you a little tiny bit of wiggle room. Put it about 1/4 inch and go all of the way around. There's always that, okay, is my glue not, there we go. That balance of not too much but enough. And then I usually give it a squiggle. I didn't think I got that spot. Okay, so I have these 2 edges together. I'm going to line them up as even as I can And then I'm going to stick them together. Then I'm going to push it down. Ah! And you might do that too, but it's Tombow. So the nice thing is I had that moment to move it around. Let's see if that's better. There we go. All right, so I get that together. And if it's not 100% perfect, it won't really matter. And then I'm going to do it again. So open up side, put the two sides together. All right, let's get the glue. Go around the edge. And put a squiggle through the middle. Okay, and then let those two pieces come up together. And they're gonna go together. And I'm gonna push it down. Okay, so that is the basics of my pages. So someone asked when I posted the little video of the flip book, could you make it longer? Could you make it more pages? And I think that you could. I think you would just do more and just add them. And of course, when they open it, it would go really, really wide. But you could certainly add one or two more, and I don't think it would be outrageous. Okay, next, go back to your base. Move this out of the way a second. All right, so the place that's going to get the most use, and she also had this same recommendation on her posting, is this centerpiece. So you could do the Tombow again, or you could do tear tape, which I think is a great idea. Bring it in just a little bit because the cover is slightly bigger than the pages. The cool thing about the tear tape is that whole tear aspect of it. Or scissors, here we go. Or if you get it a little long, I can actually get my scissors in there easier than my fingers. I have really big fingers for a crafter, so I make it work. You might be like me. Okay, and we're gonna go all the way around because this is the part that's gonna hold our book the most. And then I'm even gonna put a couple pieces across the middle. Okay, tear tape, awesome stuff, nice strong adhesive, and then I'm gonna push these all down so that my adhesive is strongly attached to my base. Okay, next you're gonna peel it up. Peel it up. All right, so of course we have this strong adhesive, so there's not a lot of second tries with putting it down. So I do think you could use Tombow, and I think, well, it would be a little quicker, but I do think it would hold because our Tombow is amazing. But this is also nice and strong. And I don't think I would recommend snail. Maybe fast fuse. You got to know your adhesives and what they're good for. It's super fun taking this off, so I hope you're having fun taking it off with me. So I talked when I did my little flip through of the book about the importance of actually printing some pictures. So I would like to challenge you, my 5 friends that are watching this video, get your pictures off your phone. Okay, in the old days I used to tell you to get them off your camera, get them off your phone. I use my phone for almost everything also. But I think it's important to be able to have those pictures to share and to look at, especially if your kids are little. Mine are older, but I still think it's important. Okay, so we have a base. I'm going to fold all of this up so I have one piece here. Now my goal is to set this down, and you have to make interesting sound effects. I'm going to set it down. I notice that my adhesive is sticking out. The other cool thing is you can kind of just roll that in. All right, and I'm going to put this on here and hope, I got to stand on my tippy toes because I got a camera in the way, that I can get it on here. Oh, hold on, I was almost there. I guess I should just pick a side, do you think? Okay, I picked a side. Ooh, but I picked the side too much. Let's try one more time. So this might happen to you. And you know what? Occasionally, what do you have to do? You got to start all over. See that? I'm just going to put some Tombow there. And this is a good example that crafting is sometimes messy. And you think that, you know, we get it all perfect every time. No, we don't. But when it all goes together, either I've done it 2 or 3 times, or I cover it up like this. There we go. Let's hope it works. Unfold some. Oh, look at that. I'm a little crooked, but I think it'll be okay. All right. So then this would all fold in, and that goes like that. All right. I'm doing pretty good. Not too bad. All right. Next on the list was 2 pieces of cardstock, 5.5 by 5.5, and these make up the cover. Okay. So I'm going to eye this up. Let's see. Let's put the lid on the glue. Okay, I'm going to eye this up, and I am just going to use my fast fuse on this. So I want to know about how much needs fast fuse. And since it's beautiful paper and it's the same color on both sides, look what I can do. I can put my adhesive on this way, and then I will just flip it over. So when you're fast fuse, if it pulls extra, you just have to get it back to the start. And it is a strong adhesive, so be careful because it'll stick to your fingers. Let's get that more to the edge, and I'm going to put some in the middle because this piece gets a lot of work too. Okay, and so then I can turn it over. Just going to eye that up about 1/4 inch all the way around, and I'm going to stick it down. And I'll just make sure I don't have any adhesive there. Okay, and then I repeat with the second side. So I put it on there. So you'll have to let me know if this video lighting seems better. You're not going to believe. They didn't cost a fortune or anything, but I bought some fancy lights. And so we'll see when I look at it. Hopefully it looks good. Okay, and then I'm going to turn it over and put it down. Oh, I did good. Okay, so that makes the cover. There you go. Now, I'm going to do a little bit more. But if you know where to go, look down, see the measurements of the designer series paper, and just go to town. Okay, and it feels like there's always a lot of space, but once you add the pictures, like the finished book, you'll see that that space goes away. Okay, so next, we're going to do the cover together, and I'll stick on a couple sheets of paper, and then we'll be done, so that way this video is not too long. So my cover... This one is going to say family. So I have used, I've got a piece of paper here. This is my letter panel. It is 2 1/4, so 2 1/4 by 5.5. And then it's backed by a little piece of white, also at 5.5, but then 2 3/8. So it gives me a little border. And I didn't get it on quite perfectly, so I'm going to put that at the bottom because I think I'll make sure and cover it up. All right. From my Letters for You set, I stamped and then used the dies and cut out the word family. The other one said travel. So to fit on the side of this book, you don't want too big of a word. You could write love, you could write mom, you could write dad. If your kid has a short name, you could write their name. So this will get glued on is how I'm going to do it. So we're going to glue it on together. So again, feel free to fast forward if you want to. That is totally fine. But if you want to see how I glue it on, stay with me just a little bit longer. So I usually, let me make sure I can see. Yes, I usually lay it out. A lot of times I start from the middle and go to the outside. But if I know where it's going to go, then I can put my glue on. Now you could use dimensionals or something like that. But then I worry a little bit. Can you see that? There we go. It's hard to remember where to keep it so you can see it. But then I worry about them, like, you know, falling off, the letters falling off. And I know if they're glued on, they're not going anywhere. And yes, I will have gluey fingers, but I can wash them up. Okay, so family. I thought this would be cute for Mother's Day to fill with pictures of your kids. If your mom has more grandkids, you know, do that. Let's go here. And so I'm going to have to overlap somewhere in there just a tiny bit, and that is okay. I love these letters. And you know what? How about this? if someone's watching this video and you see it, if you order these letters and die cuts from my online store, audramonk.stampinup.net, I will send you, it may not be the same paper, but I will send you a flipbook kit for free. How would you like that? Okay, maybe I'll charge you the shipping, but I will send you the supplies and it'll all be ready, and all you'll have to do is do your own stamping and put it together. So I think that sounds pretty cool. So, you know, just throwing it out there. If you like my video, if you like what I make, you know, give a little love. Buy some of the best supplies in the land. Okay, that's of course if you're in the US. If you're in the UK or somewhere else, go find another Stampin' Up! Demo. They're out there and they will help you. And you will make pretty things. And you know, they talk a lot about how soothing crafting is, you know, and it's kind of funny. I teach yoga too. That's really good for us. A lot of us are stressed out. We've got a lot going on in our lives. Having a little hobby that doesn't involve looking at our phone. Okay, you gotta look at your phone to look at my video. But having a little hobby that gets you using paper and glue and scissors, I think is super awesome. If you did this as a kid, get back into it. All right, so here we go. Family. Let's see if I gotta overlap it a little bit. No, hardly at all. Look at that. Ooh, and that one got a little goopy. Okay, so you know we have an adhesive remover, and I will use that when it's all dry. And I'm just gonna push it all down. There we go, family. Okay. Now, this is gonna go on the, actually we're gonna let that dry for a second while I talk to you about the next step. Okay, so where's my book? Here's my book. In this one, I use the Traveler stamp set. I stamped them all in the Early Espresso ink on the very vanilla paper, and then I cut them out, and then I glued them to the Early Espresso paper, and then I cut them out again. Okay, and yes, it's a little bit of work, but it's awesome. It's amazing. It gives you these really cool die cuts that you can use. Okay, so for this one, since it was the succulents, and again, this is retiring, so, you know, you could order this too. Oh, that one's not done. So what I did was I stamped them, two-step stamping. Look at a previous video and you'll see how to do it. I used the dies, so I didn't have to hand cut them out the first time. My fingers are all sticky. But the second time, so I glued them on the paper like this, let them dry. It is important to let them dry, don't rush it. And then I come back and there we go. See? And I cut them out and it makes this nice little thing. And I think using the same color brings them all together, but you could also have put it on the sugar plum paper and the Calypso coral paper. I think that'd be fine too. Okay, so you can do that. I'm not gonna cut it out or this video would be really long, but you can cut those out. Okay, so here we go. Next, your ribbon, because we're gonna wanna tie this up. My ribbon is about 31 inches. I'm just gonna put it in half and I'm gonna put this thing out just about in the center. And I'm gonna wrap that ribbon around. So I have lots, I want it to be even at this end. Okay. And so that's where my ribbon's gonna go. And then you're like, well, how are you gonna attach your ribbon, Audra? What's going on? I'm gonna attach it with this panel. So what I'm gonna do with this panel is go fast fuse crazy. So it's a little damp still, but I think I can do it. I'm gonna fast fuse the back up. So you know I really only have one chance to put this on right, so let's hope that it will work. I'm gonna stick my fingers to it. Okay, so it's there. Oh my goodness, it is very strong adhesive. Okay, so this is just gonna barely fit. It is 5.5. So you want your ribbon to lay down flat. And then I'm gonna put it here more towards the back. Oh, hold on. Huh, I'm good. I'm so glad I didn't use my one chance. I forgot the cover. I've got all the DSP cut. Okay. What? Oh, here's the front. My goodness. See? I'm teaching you all of my tricks. There we go. Does not look a little prettier? Okay. And the cool thing about the DSP, especially when you get to the inside pages, you can have fun. You can make them the same. You can make them all different. You can do whatever you want with them. I'm going to put some in the middle. Okay, so let's try again. Here we go. So I did a 1/4 inch border. Just kind of line that up and put it down. Okay, back we are. All right, lay your ribbon across. Oh, I'm so glad I looked down. Now, you could have left it the other way. It wasn't bad, but I just think this is super pretty. And then I'm going to do it more towards the edge. Good, good, good. And I'm going to lay that down. And then you know what you can do too, since this is a flip book, you can open it up and stick it down. And remember, my letters are still a little bit wet, so I'm being somewhat cautious. I will go back and get some of the stuff off with my adhesive remover, which we no longer sell, and they all sold out. That's your chance to use your coupon at Michael's or AC Moore, whatever your craft store is. I would assume they sell one. I don't know because I bought the Stampin' Up! One. Okay, so there's your cover. And then you're going to put a few of your elements. You're going to play with them. Decide where you want them. They can't go too high or you can't read the letters. I only did the large and the medium flowers because I thought that that would look best for the inside. So, you know, you got to get kind of creative. Well, I have a... And this is to show you that even when you mess them up, it didn't stamp evenly, it didn't cut evenly, but look, when you put it on here, it's all good. It is all good. There we go. So then, how do I attach those? I use glue dots, and I'm going to put, what do you think? 3? I think that looks good. Okay, so then I'm going to attach them with glue dots. You're going to lift them up. Put the glue dots on there. I got a video on this too, glue dot technique, because there is a little learning curve for some of us with the glue dots. And this one I'm going to glue dot up pretty well. And then I'm going to place it, I think here. And I'm going to stick it down. And then the little friend. How long is this video? Oh, we're already at 20 minutes. So the good thing is, once you get everything cut, you can make this, if you do all your prep work, the actual putting your book together, I think is about 30 minutes. Okay. Oh, that's so cute. And I'm going to put this one at the top, and then I'm going to send you on your way. I'll talk to you about the inside just for a moment. Or at the bottom. I think right there. See, you got to play with it a little bit. Okay, so here's your cover. You've made a oh my gosh, it's so cute. I just love paper. It's so pretty. Okay, so I've made a cute little book. I'm going to put the same piece here. So I'm talking to you a little bit about design. This cover definitely needs a piece of paper. And I'm going to do this because I think that looks really cool. So let's put that right on. Can't see me adhering because I want to keep everything on the table. So go all around the edges and something across the middle. I think the dot should go this way. Okay, that'll go there. And then you're going to play. You're going to put something there, something in all of your spots, something on your panels. And you can play with if you want it to be the same, you know, in a row. Maybe they all open like this, or maybe it's here. You play, you have fun. I'll post this one later when it's all done, so it'll be a short video. Then you'll add your pictures. Let me give you, you saw the other one. Okay, so you're good. You'll add your pictures, and you're going to gift it or keep it. And wouldn't that be lovely? I think that would be really cute. So there you go. How to make a flip book, Audra style. Thank you so very much for stopping by the Crafty Corner. Have any questions, have any ideas, let me know. Stay crafty.